My name is Giovanni PEGUERO, and my group and I will be talking about cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is just a metabolic process that involves taking simple sugars and breaking down into energy that our body uses, that our body needs for us to keep functioning throughout our daily lives. Cellular respiration occurs in 3 steps. I'll be talking about the first step, which is called glycolysis. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm of a cell. Assuming that there's oxygen is present, oxygen is being received into our cells. The first step is taking glucose, which is a simple sugar, 6-carbon ring-like structure, and breaking it down into 2 separate groups called pyruvates. Each pyruvate has 3 carbons attached to it. In order for this breakdown to happen, 2 ATPs must be expended for that breakdown to happen, but once the 2 pyruvates are formed, they each form a total of 2 ATPs each and 1 NADH each, so a total of 4 ATPs and NADH, which is a net count of 2 ATPs at the end of it. Once this happens, each pyruvate loses a carbon, which has 2 oxygens attached to it, which is expelled from our bodies as carbon dioxide. The original pyruvate group, which is now called the acetyl group, attaches to an enzyme called coenzyme A, or CoA, which forms acetyl-CoA. Once that is formed, it travels into the oxaloacetic cycle, or oxaloacetic acid group.
Hello, my name is Maia McGarity. Today I'm going to talk about glycolysis and cellular respiration. In glycolysis, which means breaking down of glucose, which is a 6-carbon sugar, it undergoes a series of chemical transformations. It can occur with oxygen, which leads to the Krebs cycle, otherwise known as the citric acid cycle, which then would move on to the electron transport chain, or without oxygen, it would lead to fermentation, which would then lead to, in humans, it would lead to lactic acid. There are 2 main phases to glycolysis. The first phase is the investment phase. The investment phase uses the 6-carbon from glucose and starts off by using 2 ATPs, which then convert the 6 carbons into 2 compounds consisting of 3 carbons and 1 phosphate for each compound. After that comes the payoff phase. Each of the 2 separate compounds turn into a pyruvate, which in the end gets converted into 2 molecules of the pyruvate, which then turns into a 3-carbon organic molecule. So in the end, this reaction, ATP is, while it is being taken in the beginning, it is being made again, and NAD positive is converted into NADH.
Guys, my name is GENEREV, and today I'll be touching on the topic of pyruvate oxidation. This step usually occurs before the Krebs cycle and is the main step in the cellular respiration process. What first happens is a carboxyl group is removed from pyruvate and released as carbon dioxide. The 2-carbon molecule from the first step is oxidized, and NAD plus accepts an electron to form NADH, which is an electron carrier. The oxidized 2-carbon molecule in acetyl group is attached to coenzyme A to form acetyl-CoA. This process produces CO2 electrons in that acetyl-CoA. For every 1 pyruvate, you gain 1 CO2, 1 NADH, and 1 acetyl-CoA. That'll be it for my TED Talk today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm JOSELYNE GARCIA, and I'm going to be talking about the 3rd step that takes place in the cellular respiration cycle, and this includes the citric acid cycle. So the first step in this cycle is acetyl-CoA will join together with a 4-carbon molecule, and in total this comes to a 6-carbon molecule. And the first reaction that will take place is carbon dioxide will be released from it, and a production of NADH will be released. And that leaves us with 4 carbon molecules left, which include an ATP molecule, 3 more NADH, and 1 FADH2. And after all of these reactions are done, there's still 1 more that is needed, so the cycle is able to continue again. And this concludes going back to the original molecule of oxidosite. And then after this is completed, the cycle is able to keep repeating.